This is just an introduction to the best field trip ever to understand how far we could go with a space. I have built a roadside curiosity and developed a system called metal stitching, where you can wire parts together. That's a dog. Here are flying monkeys on bicycles, flying monkeys flying airplanes. There are ferries. There are UFOs on flowers. There are unicorns you can ride. Everything moves. Flower bikes. And then here's the center of the best field trip ever. I'm a large-scale sculptor, but I like to dabble into teaching and try to develop a process that was no economic barriers, tool usage, and really creative thinking. So we render cans, and this is a rendered 50-gallon drum. It has tunable leaves. And if you saw my other videos, it's rendered in the same manner as we do bottle caps or cans. All my trees move in the wind. They're all metal stitched together, and this is the core of my studio, where no surface is sacred. The floors, the walls, everything is metal stitched. And the process of metal stitching is done with these types of tables. I have 3 of them. If you've looked at my videos, these are adjustable up and down to fit different heights for kids or adults, wheelchair accessibility and so forth. We do use tools for leverage on every tool, so that if we have old hands or young hands, they can use every one of our tools with an extender stick. And so all those aspects of ADA are taken into consideration. The interior, everything does something, nothing is stagnant. So this is a chalkboard. It's also magnetic. There are pieces of art that ask you to find a solution, and this is needle in a haystack, and the needle's way up in there. You can see it if you were here. And then there are other paintings that are sculptural paintings that are magnetic and move, and everything on that moves. And then there are others that make music if you touch them. And then the roof is covered in all kinds of metal stitching projects, from lightning bugs to birds. This chandelier is made out of old paintbrushes. Here's a metal stitched firefly that lights up with solar lights. And there's UFOs, different sorts, and different types of bugs. And the whole studio is put together so that once we make one of our art creations, that people then can sit on the couch of color and take a picture in front of the wall of texture. If you've seen the images, the couch is a few years old, and it's been painted with an oil-based paint. It's very durable, and the wall pieces are textured. It draws people to touch them. There's about 7 gallons of paint on each one, and they're actually composed of paper. The total length on the wall piece is 80 inches. I'm sorry, it's 10 feet. And the couch is 80 inches by 40. And if we were looking to do an actual environment, I have a lot of different things that we could compose based on the space. But this is my current environment. This is where we have all our rendered aluminum and plastic pieces. We can separate that for kids' classes and have separate troughs in separate areas. But all the pre-painted parts and pieces are supplied. If people choose to only assemble, like Bedazzle, where they just assemble pre-painted parts, that's totally okay. We come with all the bottle caps and such for the tools, pre-painted and pre-done, possibly the AHA branded logo on the bottle caps. Nothing is stagnant. Everything has a special double entendre or secret. There's monkey brains. But that's the best field trip ever, and it gives you an idea of how far we could take things. The only two objects that would not be outside appropriate would be the couch and the walls. Other than that, everything you've seen is outdoor capable. And that's the best field trip ever.